Right. So let's even like before I answer that, let's break down the framing of this article. So they're already starting off the article and writing about how like it's supposed to sound like, oh man, look at all these, black and brown people. They just don't know, like, why are they so scared about taking it? It's like, why are you trying to focus on them though? Why are you targeting, almost making it seem like if you don't take this vaccine, you're a criminal, you're a degenerate, you're not even American, hint, hint, you're not white. The point is, like, you're not assimilating and whatnot. They're already framing it like it's like, there's a problem with you. They're like, why don't they want to take, why are they hesitant about this thing? It's not so much of like, they're not writing the article saying, hey, here's some facts, there might be some hesitations on it or whatever, but let's just talk about it. Instead, they're already talking to you and saying, no, you have no idea what you're talking about. You're a dumbass, and we're here to tell you that you're a dumbass unless you take the vaccine, which we tell you is going to help you. Even though brown people weren't getting it, black people weren't getting it, Skid Row didn't get it. Now that, an entire year has gone through, obviously people either are carriers or they've been in contact with it, whatever. But when it first started, who got it first, bro? Tom Hanks. Well, I mean, like, why would you even, like, okay, if this was the world's deadliest disease, why would you even, like, even if someone was hesitant about taking this vaccine, why would you frame it in that way of like, hey, dumbass, stop being a dumbass? It's more like, hey, you know, you would, bro, you would think that, like, if they cared about us, quote unquote, it would be something like, hey, man, here's the vaccine. Let's give you all the facts. They wouldn't even be telling you that, like, brown people and black people are hesitant, because now people reading it are going to look at all black people and then say, like that's going to be a topic of conversation. Hey, fellow black person, let's talk about how we. It's like, whoa, 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 bro. Like, I just don't want to take the vaccine. Like, why are you making it seem like I'm against it? Like, they're already pushing it. Like there's something wrong. Yeah, 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 yeah. You already know, dude. But you can't get views anywhere else, though. You have to go to the Good Morning America. A really bigger question, though, bro. That's great. That's wonderful that we can have a vaccine, and I'm so happy that I guess science is modernized and whatnot. But where's my healthcare, dude? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're in a pandemic, we're in a deadly disease and whatnot. So the only thing that they want to do is just stick something and then have you go about your day. Like, that's not healthcare, though. Because your job is still going to not hire you back. The plandemic, the scamdemic. No, no, no way. Everything's just by chance, bro. For the sake of argument, though, I'm not even trying to get all conspiratorial because I'm going to go off on a tangent on that. But let's just say that it really was helpful. So you mean to tell me that the next time there's a pandemic, the next flu, whatever, the only thing that they want you to do is just get a shot. So you don't want me to try any new diet? Do you not want me to get off of these oxys? Do you not want me to get off of these pharmaceuticals? Is there anything else that you want me to do? You literally just want me to sit at my house and wait for you guys to show up at my door just so you can shoot me with your thing. It's going to give me autism. Who cares what the science between that is? That's it. The only thing you want to do is just give me a shot. That shows you don't care about me. The only thing you care about is a shot. Well, then go fuck yourself, dude. Like, you're not actually here to tell me, like, hey man, here's a shot for you, but also eat this, try this, do exercises, get this, They're not trying to do that for you. They're just trying to say the only thing that they're allowed to even say is take this, take a couple of pills and take a shot. I'm not actually legal, or it's not actually legally binding for me to give you like dietary because everyone's different, and they're beholden to the pharmaceuticals, dude. And we're gonna still stay in Afghanistan, guarding the poppy fields. Hey, side effects may include runny nose, runny diarrhea, facial paralysis, but you don't have COVID. It's like, what are we doing here? Hey, but at least you won't be giving anyone COVID. I mean, how dare you, sir? Oh well, you just gotta fix, you just gotta fix your face a little bit, whatever. But like, you're not looking at the bigger picture, bro. You're saving the world by giving people a vaccine. How dare you? Don't you care about the 200,000 people that have died? Even though suddenly they only started caring about those people again because Tom Hanks got it before Skid Row did. That's the only reason why they care about this thing. They were low key. See, back to that article about Latinos and black people being hesitant. It's because it didn't get them first. And Good Morning America and all the news networks, they're low key mad that black people didn't get it first. And so now they're framing it that like the people that didn't get the disease are hesitant about the vaccine that they don't need. But no, I'm the conspiracy theorist.
The those
President Obama and several other past presidents have pledged to publicly take the vaccine in an attempt to temper fears.
Absolutely, I'm going to take it.
And Dr. Anthony Fauci, the country's most revered infectious disease expert, has made his own pitch.
So the first thing you might want to
According
say
to like 3 people.
to my African-American brothers and sisters is that the vaccine that you're going to be taking was developed by an African-American woman. And that is just
Well, then there you go. I mean, then
Early
there you go.
evidence suggests it won't be that easy.
I'm a little bit skeptical because I want to know how is it going to affect my immune system versus anybody else's. So I am a little bit leery.
While the virus continues to batter these communities at disproportionate rates, just 14% of black adults and 34% of Latinos said they trust vaccine safety. There's a painful history of brutality against people of color. From the Tuskegee syphilis experiments where scientists deliberately infected men and withheld treatments, to Henrietta Lacks, a young black mother of 5 who in 1951 unknowingly had cells taken from her. The biomedical research led to breakthrough cancer treatment.
It's logical reaction to a healthcare system that continues to treat them in unethical and
She can't even
frankly
look the camera in the
dangerous
eye,
ways.
dude.
Harriet Washington, the author of Medical Apartheid and
She
A Terrible
can't
Thing
even
to Waste,
look at
says
the.
a lot of these experiments were done not only
In unethical,
Look at that. She's looking at a
research
script. Look at
led
that. Look
to
at that.
breakthrough cancer treatment.
it's logical reaction to a healthcare system that continues to treat them in unethical and frankly dangerous ways.
Harriet Washington, the author of Medical Apartheid and A Terrible Thing to Waste, says a lot of these experiments were done not only for medical advancements, but to feed curiosities.
A doctor could do whatever he deemed fit with a slave, including conducting research. In fact, doctors put ads in newspapers saying, "I'm looking for slaves."
Anthony Williams, a cancer biologist at the University of Chicago, aware of the skepticism, sought to break the cycle of distrust and received his first shot of an experimental COVID-19 vaccine in October.
I eventually arrived at the conclusion that I wanted to join the trial because it's so important for especially us, our community, Black people, to enlist in this effort.
In communities like Washington Heights here in New York City, medical professionals are juggling the dark chapters of American medical history with current misinformation campaigns. They say it's all about trust.
My patients won't go to another doctor that tells them to get this vaccination. They will come to me because they trust me.
SOMOs, a group of more than 2,500 healthcare providers focusing on the most vulnerable communities, are working with Governor Cuomo to develop a plan to ensure that Black and
that's a great
Latinx New
idea.
Yorkers have access
That's
to
a
the
great idea.
COVID-19
Work with that guy.
vaccine.
All right.
We practice with the people. We speak the same language. We are immigrant like them. This is why they come to us.
Says the guy that can't even speak the language, but okay.
The Black and Latinx communities are 2 to 4 times more likely to both get and die from coronavirus. It's what's often referred to as the social determinants of health. Eva?
Zachary Keish, that very important report. Thank you. Let's get some more
Explain the
insight.
math,
Times more
though.
likely to both get and die from coronavirus.
This is why they come to us.
Excuse me, though, but
The
how?
Black and Latinx
Where's the math
communities
on
are 2
that?
to 4 times more likely to both get and die from coronavirus. It's what's often
2
referred
to 4
to
times.
as
They're
the
just throwing the
social
number out
determinants
there.
of health.
Why?
Zachary Keish, that very important report. Thank you.
But
Let's get
where
some
are
more
the numbers, though? I see. Right. Where are the black people with peanut allergies, bro? Where are the black people that say, hey, sorry, I can't have, the school field trip cookies because, I'm allergic to peanuts and I'm deathly allergic. Like, I literally will die. Where are the black people that do that, bro? I've never met a black person that was allergic to peanuts. You know how many white people I've met that are allergic to peanuts? What a concept. Boom. Well, you don't have to go back, but like if you want, but like they had a line in that clip where they were like, oh, medical vaccinations or like medical advancements have always been done through like scientific curiosities and whatnot. It's like, yeah, I got a curiosity. What happens if I were to sew a mouth to an ass and then have that go like 7 ways? Like, well, I'm curious what would happen over there. See, I'm scientifically curious to see what would happen if I could link up, if I could have someone eat and then have it go all the way through in one long strain line train track so I can have like an entire prison, you know what I mean? Like almost like 700 inmates. I can have like one long line of that scientific curiosity. What would happen if I got like, 6 million people and I put them all in like a tank and like I put like gas in there and like, what would happen? Yeah, and then look into the Tuskegee Medical Institute and the scientific experiments that were going down in Tuskegee, bro. That's some deep shit right there. The skeets, the Tuskegee, the institute. They were experimenting. Technically, it was sanctioned by the U.S. government, but technically, it was undercover, whatever. But it was sanctioned by the government. They would just grab healthy, strong men, and they would start experimenting on them, giving them syphilis. What would happen if we gave them syphilis? It's like, all right, bro, I get that you're doing population control. And they're just making those numbers up. Like, what, Latinx are 2 times more, likely to get it 2 to 4 times? Like where are you getting that number, though? Great question. And by the way, I thought that black people were 13% of the population. So then, by definition, aren't you more worried about white people then? Aren't you more worried about white and Latino people or Asian people, Indian people? Aren't you more worried about them? They have more of a population here. Technically, aren't you more worried about gay people? I mean, could you imagine, bro? This is like AIDS number 2, you know what I mean? Which technically is supposed to be airborne AIDS, but that's another thing. But again, they only cared because more of them were getting it than the people. That's the only reason why they cared, because let's say the numbers were flipped. Let's say at first it was mostly black, brown, poor people that were getting it. There would be no rush for a vaccine. In fact, they actually wouldn't care that Donald Trump, would be winning. You see what I'm saying? It's only because they got it first, now they care. And they low-key want to give it to you so that it's almost like I want to create the enemy so I can give you the solution. Bro, I never heard of a peanut allergy until elementary school. Like that's got to be like a 90s kid thing. Like what is that? Everyone I went to school with, everyone you went to school with, we all have peanut allergies. We're all allergic to peanuts, bro. That's got to be something in the water, dude. And by the way, Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water. 10 years running. Lead in the water. But I'm telling you, dude. Well, because I worked hard for it. How dare you? I worked hard for this money. Well, I mean, you know this. Everyone knows this. But that's what ends up happening, bro. You start creating these systems that ultimately it'll be like the days of Noah. That's how it works. It'll be just like the days of Noah. And by the way, dude, the end of the world's not going to happen for like another couple 100,000 years. But unfortunately, it's these people that are so... I think we talked about it last time. But literally, dude, these people take it as a personal challenge that when God says and when Jesus says that, there's, no one, not even the Son, knows the day or the time that the end of the world is. They take that as a personal challenge. They're like, oh, okay, for sure. Then I'm going to do it tomorrow then. Oh, bro. No, that's what I don't get, dude. How are people looking at each other in the eye and saying like, yeah, all I'm waiting for is just the vaccine. What are you doing? Have you gone outside your house? Have you oh, I gotta stay away from people. Okay, then stay away from people. See, that's also something that's kind of weirding me out. Hmm. Only like one person knew about it, and they were conspiracy theorists because there was no internet. Yeah, most definitely. Hmm. Hmm. You start getting into the weird conversation though. And you jumped in on something like the older generation, like unfortunately, I'm gonna bring it back to Charles Manson because that's really what happened, dude. Like the 60s was an entire decade where everyone was, protesting and people were actually living in commune houses and whatnot. And then suddenly, because you find out that Charles Manson was a CIA operative, it was all a plot to like disband the people. And so it traumatized the country so much that all those people protesting got serious, got a job in the 70s. And then the movie that plays out in your head is that when you're a kid, you protest, but then when you become an adult, you get serious and work at the corporation. And they kept on passing that down. And then the punks in the 80s and the skater kids in the 90s. And then, I don't know, bro, like the 9/11 truth tellers and whatnot. But what's weird is that the older generation was like low key the first ones to start saying like, hey, listen to the government, stay in your house, this and that. It's like, wait a minute, you mean the same people that were bashing your skulls when you guys were protesting against the war in Vietnam? Wait a minute. So you're telling me that I gotta listen to these guys? It's not that I don't respect them, it's just, damn, they broke you. Or you got comfortable. Oh, we talked about that. We talked about that before. Mm-hmm. You are crazy. Mm. 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 Actually, you want Fearful Symmetry. Where is it? Oh, where is it? Hold on. Where the fuck is that? Fearful Symmetry. Yeah. It's the one where, what's his face? There we go. Yeah. That's actually like the name of that particular that issue. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. The dream is not like that you have a big consciousness. It's like this weird perception thing. That like you feel something is very close, but the feeling like the weird like dream sequence is that it feels far away, but you know it's really close, and vice versa. Something is very far away that you can see in the distance, but for some reason the energy is that you feel it so close to you. And it's a weird perception mind fuck, when that happens. Yeah. I know what you're talking about, dude. It's a weird dream that happens like when you're young or something. It's a weird thing. Get closer to God, man. The next episode, we got to talk about how Alan Moore is secretly a CIA operative, because this book right here is Project Bluebeam in a nutshell. So how did he know that in 1985? It's the bigger picture. I'm Danny.